at when it comes to fighting brigands or random humanoid enemies.
Alright. Let us go. You gonna do your recap with me?
Of course.
Go ahead.
Last we left off in our session, your group continued your expedition to resurrect your fallen ally Persephone. In this, you found yourself led to a casino, the Golden Chip, or Lux Run, that's what it is, my apologies. While at the Lux Run casino, you tracked down and located a magic man who had claimed he was able to make any of your wildest dreams come true, while pursuing an investigation your party had been hot in the trail of. In doing this, you found this man, working side by side with the casino to ensure everything went cleanly. You went up and discovered him to be a rose-tinted glasses-wearing individual named D'Arvi. D'Arvi claimed he could resurrect Persephone for you, knowing a lot about your characters. Once you interrogated him about the kidnapped Skyport captain, he had told you that he understood where the captain was, and didn't think you fools to believe that he had stolen them. He offered to give you the captain back, but your group opted instead to play some gambling games with him to resurrect Persephone. In doing so, you managed to beat him in a series of games, Eridanos, most importantly, leading to a epic and very climactic conclusion in which a game of Russian roulette was staked to the table. Spinning every barrel and clicking the trigger multiple times, you got all the way to the 6th barrel where the bullet was. D'Arvi had chose to spare your life, seeing your incredible luck getting played to him one last time. He opted instead that you would be his peon for some time, running some errands and helping him out where he needs you. He'd contact you soon with more details. Heading out for a night's rest, and to get Eryx so you could revive Persephone, most importantly, since Eryx is currently running away with the body of Persephone. You went outside to the First Eclipse Tavern, spoke with some consortium leaders who went by the name of the Moth and the Gull, a dwarf and elf woman. And after having a conversation with them, went upstairs, where it was learned that Araz had went to go search for Eryx after your group requested him do so, and a familiar figure from Karma's past, Fenzira's, I should say, my apologies, had arrived with a penchant to capture or kill. You aren't sure. All that was known was they didn't speak a word, and they attempted to take you with absolute force, if necessary.
Violence.
Violence. You managed to make a quick getaway, not without some mess-ups along the way, considering they were able to blend to the face of your allies. But now you find yourself running through the city streets, making a break for the Indala's Skyport. Soon after casting Dimension Door, the two of you find yourself in a cross-section between roads, marked on the map currently. You, I imagine, immediately hit the deck beginning to run, yes?
Yep.
As you begin to run, you... Oh?
Sorry. I just wanted to say something while we're running, if that's okay.
Okay, of course.
Okay. Alright, you have two options. You can either stay with me and help, or you can just get out of Dodge now, because you do not have to be involved in any of this crap if you don't want to be.
Eridanos is going to just roll his eyes.
Alright, buddy. Let me flip a coin real quick, and I pull up a coin out of my pocket.
Oh my god.
Alright, well, let's keep going.
You think you see the coin land on heads, but it goes flying behind you as you
It's
toss
like
it
a
up into the
copper
air.
piece.
Go ahead and remove one copper from your inventory. As you're running and pushing through the streets, you manage to bump into many individuals. And it's not long before you see a magic puff of smoke on one of the nearby roofs. The figure pursuing you is close at trail, and also happens to have a Dimension Door.
Keep going! Keep going!
And apparently some way to track your party. So we're going to go ahead and get to a map now.
Run!
Oh boy, a map.
It could be a very short-lived map, depending on things. We'll have to see where initiative takes us.
Excellent.
This guy with the motorcycle
May
wants
I
to go
have
somewhere
my,
too. I'm telling you, he's right
May I
outside.
have my familiar, please.
Oh
You're
god.
familiar. Alright. If that was with you, can that keep... I guess you just carry it around with you.
All right, what direction do we need to go? I'm assuming this way.
Away from the Volstrucker.
Well, I didn't know if this side was the
All
good
right.
side or the. All right.
Eridanis, Finzara, and the Volstrucker roll initiative. As we get into our chase. Round and round the
Sorry about
twirly-whirly
the second.
goes. Where the Volstrucker lands, nobody knows. But Eridanis, at least. So, as we kick off, the two of you are running away. You see a shock of lightning magically apparate on a nearby roof, leading a loud, thunderous roar. Nearby citizens immediately begin to panic and flee, as you recognize the figure in pursuit of you, their eyes cold and calculating as they look to take you. Finzira, you're up first.
Well, we are dashing.
And pause the game.
Good. Good idea. God, I gotta fucking move past this bitch. Holy crap. Jump over the halfling.
Halfling woman, smaller than you, currently shopping at a nearby market stall. You jump over her, she ducks her head, hey! And you continue to flee.
Sorry!
So much for passing it on. You just like jump over your own people.
Yeah, dude!
Your people. The Blade Singer.
Oh, God.
Or Volstrucker in this case. Let's
Sure.
see what they can use to make you bleed. First things first, Eridanis. You're going to go ahead and have to make me a saving throw. As they're going to try and cast Hold Person on you.
TC 17.
Oh, no. I don't know who got inspiration last session, but...
Do you have inspiration?
Not me.
Please say yes. Oh my god.
It was Finzira who got inspiration.
Ah.
Eridanis, you are paralyzed temporarily. You get the
What
draw.
a really bad assassin. You're going after the wrong person, buddy.
Such a bad assassin. Just
I think-
don't let him get near you though, in melee range.
I think that just signaling me out on my own is for the best.
If Finzira looks back, you see Eridanis in the middle of his fleeing just immediately halt, falling as stiff as a board as the Volstrucker appears behind with a lightning sword in their hand, just looking over to you. Weapon drawn, pointing it towards your friend silently. And they can't do anything else right now, because that was their action, so they're going to end their turn for the time being.
Alright.
Eridanis, end of your turn, you're going to go ahead and make a resave.
Let me see. Hold on. Can't take actions or reactions.
Doesn't say bonus action.
Bonus action is an action.
Yeah.
It is. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that can possibly...
With paralysis, you
Done.
basically can't do anything.
You can
Can't
speak falteringly.
move.
Mm-hmm.
Can't walk.
Let's see. Saving throw.
Oh, it rolled off of the 20, dude!
Alright, so you're still paralyzed by the end of your turn. Go ahead and end it.
Yeah.
Your orb is not paralyzed, however.
Let me see. Hold on. Oh, wait a second. Wait. Features, packed. Pact of the chain, blah, blah, blah. Investments. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay. This thing is just gonna attack. It's going to it's gonna blind. It's gonna blind her, indeed. Where is this? Not that one. Alright. Dazzle, please. Hit, please.
Let's see where you land. On a 16. Their AC is increased by their glyph chant that they used last session.
Does
So
it
their
still
AC is-
last? Damn.
it's not been a very long time. Things have moved quite quick. So their AC is currently much higher than this, so that attack misses.
Bro, this fucking motorcycle, I'm gonna lose it.
Are they doing donuts around your yard? What's going on?
No, he's trying to like check the fucking engine to make sure that it's working or something. He wants to put it in the back of his car, I guess.
Either way, with the attack missing, Fenzira,
I am
your
going to
turn's
kill
up.
this Volstrucker.
Volstrucker, electrified sword, currently pointing at Eridonis, silently awaiting for your parlay.
My parlay. I'm working on my turn, but I'm muting so that you don't have to hear the thing constantly. Hold on.
You don't worry about it. You can keep going. We'll just ignore it.
Okay. Hold on. My option here. Now he's doing donuts. Let's go, bro. All right. For my own brevity's sake, I'm gonna roll another fucking coin because I need to.
Top of the initiative, Commoner is going to flay, by the way.
That's fine. Oh, goddammit. Hold on.
Commoners will be moving in the meantime.
Oh, good.
Jumps behind the counter.
Run.
The distance on this? How far away? Bitch. Okay. Oh, and I can't do that one either. Okay, that's gonna send me back to 2. One.
Eridonis could take it. He's got full health.
That's fine.
Subtle spell, so a silent spell.
Yep.
What does this mean?
I'm making it so that there's no way for her to identify that I'm casting a spell, therefore she can't counterspell it.
Alright, that's how the spell works, then very well. No somatic or verbal components. Keep in mind there are still potentially other components involved. So you have to make sure if it's a spell, it only uses those two components.
It is. Alright, I gotta put this one.
I mean, if you have the material components, you can still use those.
Alright, here we go. I know it's not gonna do extra damage, but that is perfectly fine as long as I get the other.
Drain potential.
Alright. It's for the money.
Alright, attack roll of 21. They're going to use shield to block the attack. As you watch an arcane electrified barrier pulse around them, as your magic tries to wrap them up, it simply falters, shattered by arcane levity.
Think if that should have been the thing that they could do, but anyway, that's fine. Whatever. I'm gonna move on. How far away am I? Okay. You're gonna get my voice in your head, Eridonis, and just say, "Can you handle it? Can you run? Can I go? You gonna be good?"
Take one for the team, buddy. You hear back a response from Eridonis.
It's you she's after, not me.
Yes, but she's gonna try and use you to get to me, so... Anyway.
I don't know if there's any way to psychically communicate a shrugging of the shoulders.
Sorry, for some inexplicable reason.
That's one of these.
Okay.
Uncertainty hollows your mind.
Okay, well. I think I can get... Here.
You hear a telekinetic voice speak in your head, Fenzira. Run all you want, little hare. But one way or another, your pact will bleed until you come out of your burrow. And she's going to go ahead and make some attacks against Eridanis here. With advantage, because you are paralyzed. Does a 25 hit you?
No, it actually doesn't.
Alright, just had to ask, you know. Could never tell. These sorts of things. I need to check real quick.
Automatic critical hits.
Because of her abilities, she does not have to have a free hand for this. So, versatile attack. Swinging with both arms. Was that a crit? That might not have been a crit, actually.
That needs to be a crit.
That wasn't a crit. Let's reroll damage for that one. Real quick. I see. This is how it's working out. Okay. Will this just work? Cool, critical hit. That might not be versatile, but let's see. Okay, it's not versatile, but whatever. She'll use one hand for now. So 21 points of damage in the first hit. And you cannot take reactions until your next turn.
Nice.
Which is coming up very soon, so. Next attack. Advantage. Oh, it's actually very low, but it still hits.
Oh, that just barely hit.
Does it? Ah, that sucks. Versatile critical hit. Okay, it works now. Cool. There we go. 18 points, not so much damage. As you feel an electric sword rake across both of your legs, Eridanis, sending you staggering for a moment before the weapon is taken to your chest and carves a instantly cauterized flash through you that leaves a trailing scar that seems to ripple from your chest. And that is the end of her turn for now. Eridanis. End of your turn. Go ahead and make another saving throw. Ooh. Ooh.
You succeed.
End of my turn, so...
Yeah, you do succeed, but you have nothing else you can do at the moment. Seems to grumble ever so slightly, but...
Luminous Shard, do something!
Your orb is zapping shots at her, and she's trying to brush it away with her hand to the best she can.
Is there anything else? Bitter Spite? No. Nameless? No. Okay. Get her! That's a
It
miss.
misses.
But you know what?
Mm-hmm.
Gonna have the orb move away a little bit.
She's not going to take an attack against opportunity against it.
Okay, she has more than 2 brain cells. I see.
She's not very interested in your orb at the moment. Keeping her sword firmly pressed to you. But now you're kind of fighting a little bit more.
Is she wearing metal armor?
Let's see. She is not wearing any form of metal armor.
I see.
It appears she's wearing... Well, there are studdings within it, but it's not enough. It's leather still.
Damn. Okay.
Her sword is metal.
I don't have heat metal
Crackling
on me.
magical long sword.
And Zyra.
Hello. I'm reading through my stuff real quick. I'm trying to come up with a plan on.
Alright. I'm about to pop all of my shooting stars directly onto her if I survive till my turn. You son of a bitch. I hope you enjoy 15d4 fire damage.
Okay. God, I wish I brought my hindering spells at this juncture, but I didn't. Okay. Here's what I can do for you, buddy. Well, here's what I can try to do at the least, because this bitch is fucking... Good God. Okay. I am within... Okay. Oh. Is that a... Hold on. Yes, okay. Making sure it's going at the right level. Saving throw, please, sir. For favor.
Alrighty. Let me go ahead and check some things. Okay, it doesn't count. Check some things here. This is an intelligence saving throw. Okay.
I don't know if I should... Oh.
She is going to try and counterspell that. Yeah.
Oh, Mega. Wait, never mind, not Mega. Her turn comes after Fenzira's.
Yeah.
I should have fucking done
That
someone spelled out a gun.
is a second level spell, so that's dismissed. The magic tries to leave you, it's simply cancelled out as this mage hunter shows their pride.
Out of here.
Fenzira, if you run...
If I run... Do you not want any fucking help at all? Goddamn. That's my... This is why I wish I had enough time previously to get my own counterspell, because god damn it. Okay, well... I'm gonna communicate with you one more time! Are you sure? Are you good? Last call!
I am sure. Run!
Okay!
No, nerd, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case I survive this.
Mm-hmm.
Does the building next to this Volstrucker, the one that she's standing right next to, hold on,
Sure.
does it look
I
like
see
it
it.
can be possibly leveled if someone was to throw high-yield explosives at it?
How high yield?
3 sticks of dynamite high yield.
Okay. Leveled.
Or at least dropped onto her, if possible.
You can knock some rubble down, but she could potentially escape it. Like, it's not gonna just fall in it. It would definitely
What if
cause
okay,
some
what if
trouble.
what if the power of the stars was to somehow hit both her and the building? Dealing 15d4 fire damage.
15d4?
Yes.
Oh, wow. I'd say the dynamite would do better for the destruction cause. You'd definitely be able to topple the building, but you could hit her with that much damage and it would certainly do a lot of number. However,
Okay, let's see.
she's going to look to you and say, "Fine. Today is the wolves' hunt." And is going to try and
let's see it.
take you down. It's non-lethal, I should mention. But I'm just trying to think right
I don't
now.
care. If I survive, this is going lethal.
If.
If.
Big if, honestly.
It's a lot of damage, but there's also a good chance that misses. You're pretty weak right now, but can she... Fuck it. She's going to cast Steel Wind Strike on you. Go ahead and make an attack roll, and let's see if she hits. Doesn't have advantage at the moment. Roll to 2. Simple as that. You see wind begin to pick up around her blade as you begin to correct yourself in an attempt to recover. She immediately attempts to make a quick slash towards you, but since the paralysis ends around that moment, it is quickly dismissed. And you manage to dodge this incredibly fast strike. Just checking if she has anything else she can do here. She does not. Alright. That's that.
She could.
Alright, you
teleport
moron,
with,
here, take this.
She could what?
Steel Wind Strike, you can teleport.
I think it's only within 5 feet of one of the targets you hit or missed, so she wouldn't be able to move very far.
She get a little bit closer.
Hmm?
She get a little bit closer to Fenzira.
She wouldn't be able to choose Finzyra as one of her targets, so she wouldn't be able to
She
teleport.
could get to the other side of Eridanos. Like,
She could do like that, you're saying. Yeah, for now, it's not important enough. She won't make that decision at the moment. As Eridanos' catches her off guard, just slightly.
Eridanos is going to bring up his Paradisical Wish, and he's going to use 3 charges of it to cast 3 shooting stars, 3 motes of light.
You recall the orb back to you, I suppose.
Yes, it can move close enough to me. Get her. I need her to make a dexterity saving throw. First one.
I need to check something. She has some bonus here for dexterity saving throws. Cool. So there's multiple dex saves or just one?
Multiple. So there's 3 of these coming at her in a row.
Oh, wow. Alright. She makes it. Succeeds
Oh,
the
that
first.
was so close. Alright, second one.
It's no damage if she succeeds, or is it only half?
Half.
Alright. If you want to roll that now, you may. As stars start to pelt down upon her, she begins to slash them away with wind still trickling her blade best she can. But still, a few make it through the seams and pelt her in the cloak. Around at this point, you begin to see her form start to disrupt and flurry just slightly. Minor displacement takes her over.
Another one.
For it. Oh, yeah, sorry. Forgot I needed to make that one. Succeeds the second. Half damage, that is 11 points. There you go. Are you rolling
one?
full damage
No,
right now,
that
or-
is full damage. So I was gonna say you should subtract,
crap,
give her
okay.
back 6 and then 5. So 11. Give her back 11 or 10.
Okay. I'll just give her
And 1 more.
Yeah. Alright. Where's the dex? Okay, right up here. I see. Alright, see. She rolls an 18. That's a success, I imagine? Yeah, DC
So that's
15.
6.
6 points of damage. Alright. As she's pelted with a lot of minor stars, she says, "Hold still and make it quick."
I don't believe in easy victories. You have to work for this one.
Very well.
And is there anything else I could do before she retaliates?
What a question.
Yes.
You tell her to work for it, she begins to raise her blade into the air.
Yeah, I don't care. Let's see, what else do we have here? Bonus action, bonus action. Anything as a bonus action. Anything I can possibly throw at her in this moment. No, that is my turn. Luminous Shard, get her ass.
Luminous Shard, the biggest G in town.
Not her dance, not her dance. Yeah,
There
they're Luminous Shard.
you go. Go ahead and strike.
Luminous Shard, get her.
Dazzle. That's a miss.
Excellent. Let's move the shard a little bit further away.
Alright. Very well.
Not biting? Okay, excellent.
No, she's not gonna. No, she's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Alright, let's see. Anything else?
It's a piranha nipping at her ankle.
Alright, that's about it.
You want more damage to the pile?
If you could have something which give it a disadvantage, that would honestly be more helpful at this point. She's gonna wreck my ass either way if she hits.
I don't know if I could do that from this distance. Because I don't.
Run.
I don't
Hit her
think
with
I
something
can-
and run.
His distance spell is on spells, not on magical abilities, a part of class. So
And
I can firebolt, which is 120 feet.
It's either that or you dash.
Either way. What do you want? Do you want more damage on the bitch, or do you want me to run?
I think it's better if you run.
Okay.
I run and get help by being stabbed in an alleyway. Not an alleyway, actually.
Stabbed.
middle of some populated street where everyone is now taking cover and hiding at the moment.
I'm
Or
getting
fleeing.
stabbed on the streets of Montreal.
You told me, you told me to go, so I'm gonna go.
Cold. 2 weapon attacks. Ooh, okay. She's gonna choose to cast a cantrip in place of one of her attacks, and that cantrip is a booming blade. She is CR that, so this is an extra D8 plus. Actually, that put it. Ooh. Well, let's just hit you and see what happens. If it hits. First attack, which is a cantrip.
Ouch.
I suppose that hits you, yeah. She's going to say, "Did you feel heroic letting her run away? Do you think
talk
that they
too
will
much
not
for an
come back?"
assassin.
My apologies. Just gonna go ahead and make an attack against you.
No.
There will be plenty of time to talk later. Non-lethal.
And just like that, Eridonis goes down. But wait, he's gonna make her work for it even more. No, actually,
damn.
that's a lie. He's gonna go down.
How were you
I have
going
other
to?
plans.
Oh
I
my
have
God.
other plans beyond your comprehension.
Oh God.
Very well. Sanzira, you continue to run away. You watch Eridonis fall to the ground temporarily. Or at least for now. As she continues to look towards you and just starts to pick up his body. You hear once more in your brain, "Flee away, but you'll come back." Eridonis, nothing for you to do.
I'm down.
Luminous Shard is
Get
probably
away.
not. It's unconscious.
Get away.
Luminous Shard's unconscious at the moment. Finzyra,
Wait, let me see.
do you break off?
I mean, I'm going. Put my fucking foot up, yo. I'm going, yo.
Well. For now, you continue to flee. Unmotivated to stop. Alrighty then. In that case, initiative temporarily ends. At the very least ends for now. You move off of the map. You continue to run down the streets, fleeing to the skyport still, I imagine?
Yes.
You make it to the stairs, and you begin to work your way up. Eventually, as you're on your way up, you see Golden Chain mercenaries looking down towards you. They begin to kind of point and talk amongst themselves as they see a figure they recognize running towards them, and it's not for long that you're eventually able to make it up this decently sized flight of stairs. You check behind you, and you don't see the Volstrucker continuing to pursue. For now, at the very least, you are safe.
Okay.
Go
You
ahead and turn off the music.
okay? Are you gonna cut to somebody else, or do I have time to talk to the people that are
Get to
here?
that, I'm just getting the
Okay.
music going. Need to remember which song I had picked out for this, so I need to open my notes real quick. Or which song I had for the general town stuff. This is The Slopes of Blashir. Alright. As you make it to the top of the skyport, immediately you don't see the captain anywhere, but you do see multiple golden chains still here. As well as the... well, actually, no at the moment. It's very few. Seems to be almost a skeleton crew that has been left behind as the investigation has continued, and men have been spread thin. Few of them walk up to you as you approach. Say, "Is everything alright?"
No, actually, I have someone on my tail that really doesn't like me. Do you have, like, some form of a protection service here in the city?
Not for free, but we can't stop you from staying here.
Okay.
At least as long as you think it would take the heat to die down. If you want, we could... If anyone comes up here with any ill intentions, this is our base of business. We'll stop them, but if you want some more personal protection, you'll have to pay. We are quite busy at the moment, as you know.
How much is it?
This is a tricky situation. Usually we charge high dollar for our services. We are thin at the moment. Would you just want one person to stick with you to make sure you're safe?
Sure, that'll work if that's not going to run too incredibly expensive.
Likely around 700 gold.
For
Depending
one
on how
person.
long you want to go.
Ugh.
If it's just a simple trip to a location, then it can be cheaper. 200. But we are in a tricky spot right now. We cannot work for cheap. But we can at the very least promise that you'll keep any bad figures off your trail.
And I'm guessing y'all don't take rain checks.
I suppose you can come back at any time. I'd be amiss, though, to not at least give you some hope. You're very near the Cerulean Palace. You see him kind of point nearby to the massive palace, not very far from you at all. Nearby us is the Hand of Ord barracks. If anyone had planned to chase you, they will have given up by the time you pass into this wall. You're in safe territory now. No one is dumb enough to come through here. Guards are every street corner around.
So you're saying that I should just be safe in here without someone with me, or...
With large crowds and plenty of nearby palace guard, likely. As long as you don't stray too far out, I don't imagine anything will try and hunt you down in here. But outside of these walls, I would recommend finding someone to watch your back, if you have any friends to call up.
Got it.
Staying in crowds tends to wean away pickpocketers, especially well-armed ones.
I'm gonna hold off on the person going with me for now, because I don't have that on me at the moment, like I said.
If you have a crime to report, you can head over to the nearby barracks and see about putting in some sort of report to the Hand of Ord. They should
Honestly,
be able to take care of it.
yeah, I guess. Point me in the direction of that.
That's not far from here. The barracks are just down the road. Not but the 5-minute walk. If you're quick.
Okay.
As I said, nothing should pursue you. We have an eye from the sky up here. If we keep our eyes on you and see anything, we'll try and let someone know.
Okay. Thank you.
Of course. Have a good day.
Yep. Back down the stairs I go. We
So you
go.
walk away, you hear the guards kind of mumbling to each other. It's not the person who jumped off of the port, I guess. That's where that ends off. You make it eventually back down the stairs, an equally long walk, and back into the main street roads. You check all around you in absolute paranoia, I imagine.
Yep.
Make a perception check. At the moment, you don't spot anything nearby that would seem amiss, but you know this person can take faces.
Yep.
So the uncertainty still clings to you.
Okay. You're heading to that thingamabob.
Alright. And not a long walk, you'll eventually make it to the barracks. But for now, we'll move over to Eric's. Barracks. It rhymed.
Barracks.
Eric's.
Eric's at the barracks.
Eric's at the barracks on the other side of town. You know what we can do now, though, actually, because we don't need this map marker anymore. Since the entire party is now split up, y'all. We can just put everyone right where they belong.
Bro, down in the street, bro.
Eric's. On the other side of the town, you find yourself currently exhausted from walking and feeling that deep sense of contemplation over you. You see nearby a location you remember being mentioned to you. Temple to the Changebringer, a certain area known as the Path of Prosperity. You're about to fall from exhaustion, but perhaps it could be a good place to rest.
I'll look up and see the temple across the way. And then look back down at the amulet that Eric's is now wearing. Perhaps the Temple of the Changebringer might not be a bad idea after all. And I will head towards it.
Begin to head towards the temple. Let me go ahead and get you to a nice, cozy little map without any assassins chasing you. Need to get me a spectator token real quick. For your unconscious allies' viewing pleasure. And he who still lives. There you go. So begin to walk up in broad daylight. You see what looks to be bits of water that seem to be running down a cobblestone path leading towards a sort of wall monument. There seem to be multiple signs pointing in many directions, many of them unmarked. You don't see any attendants or names anywhere. Seems to be an unattended temple.
This thing like a signpost with...
Yeah.
Like the classic, like, New York is 500 miles, LA is...
Yeah, that's what this is, it seems. Just points to a variety of different locations which are marked on the city map.
I will take a glance at that and then keep walking past.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Yourself a nice nearby bench that seems to have some water running below it. Just put your feet into.
I'm going to sit down on the bench, recline back, dip my feet into the water, because Eric's does not wear boots, this is canon, and just wash them off and relax a little bit.
Some much needed R&R.
Feel like after all this adventuring, I haven't had a proper time to sit down and think. And you know what? Eric's is going to take out... what the heck is this thing? The Betrayer's Rise Changebringer Temple Gem. And just turn it over in his hands a little bit.
Looking at this beautiful gem, which seems to resonate with the energy of the Changebringer from a previous temple you had visited, flushing your memory once more with all of those interesting and otherworldly moments that you had, this strange gem and the conversation you were able to share with the miserable man, for only a brief moment to which this amulet seems to be tied.
There's no sign of any cleric or attendant at this part of the temple, right?
Doesn't seem likely.
Well, Persephone, I suppose I should See if anyone here could help.
You approach, you see this giant holy symbol of the Changebringer in the middle. An almost golden or false gold material that seems to make up this massive coin shape in the center, with the vestige of the flowing-haired lady's face upon it, and what looks like a massive wall, with a woman who seems to beckon towards offering. The wall seeming to be lined with various different names of which you don't know the meaning.
I'll read a couple of those names.
Mm-hmm.
Are they like foreign sounding or just strange in any way?
Many of them are, well, many things are foreign to you, but at the very least, many of these names do seem to have that Marquesian dialect to them. But some names you would recognize as being dialects from all across the world.
I am fluent in Marquesian.
Are you? That's how you recognize the dialect, then, eh?
I think it's a pretty common dialect back home.
Yes. To get a little into that, I suppose, for lore reasons, you would remember some of these words, some of these names, at least the way that they're kind of spelled out. It's a strange dialect, and in Ankarel they seem to, or at Marquette at least, the Menagerie Coast seems to share a lot with them in culture. With both of them borrowing from each other in name, scheme, and general aesthetic. With the exception of the Menagerie Coast being a more tropical location. You remember back home many sailors who were lost to the walls of mist, ones who were never able to leave like you were, and they had such strange and foreign names and cultures to them. Many of them were merchants or brigands. You remember being quite nasty people. Some of them were taken into your community, but many simply went out to sea, hoping that they could find some way back, overconfident in their abilities of them and their ships. You know, many crews were lost to the strange ways of that place.
And thinking back on these people that have gone missing over the years or gotten lost at sea, Eric's still holding on to this gem. We'll look down at the little offering table and place the Betrayer's Rise Changebringer gem on there. And then reach into his pack and take out a bottle of Rizukal and place that next to it.
You place down the Changebringer temple gem and you watch it slightly sheen, as if it's been connected or brought back home, a glistening coin put to a bright light. The wind picks up for a brief moment. An exception of an offering, perhaps. Maybe just a simple shift in the wind. You aren't sure, but embers cascade across your face from nearby braziers, which seem to be lit. You'd notice the lights in these braziers appear to be magical, the embers eventually fading into dust, completely nothing.
There would be more at home here than in my pouch.
Gain inspiration if you didn't already have it.
Nice, I didn't.
Now you do. You leave this nice gift behind at this very peaceful temple to the Changebringer. A path which guides many people onward. You see, as you're leaving, a nearby sign post glow with a slight golden sheen for but a few seconds. Perhaps a trick of the light, you're not sure, but it seems to point off some faraway location. Did you investigate the name?
Yeah, I want to investigate that. See what that said for a brief moment.
Seems to point to a location, the name stating Crossings of Eventide.
Interesting. I wonder what that is. And I think I'm ready to leave.
Alright. Where does Eric's want to head next?
Which direction is the Crossings of Eventide?
Right over yonder.
Oh, jeez.
This one's a long walk.
Well, I guess I'll start heading in that direction.
Oh no.
I'll plot out my route here.
Well, would you want to potentially look for your friends? So you did leave them quite behind. I would say this signpost would have pointed you in the direction of pretty much any temple you see located on the map. And that sign seemed to include a variety of different temples to different gods. You aren't sure what the crossings of Eventide could be dedicated to.
This is my route.
Alright.
Christ.
Then you know what? We'll stick to you for some time before we get back to Eridanos and Fanzyra. First, I needed to quickly go use the restroom, so I'll be back in a brief second. For now, when we get back, you'll head through the ridge, towards the Sunfire Forge. Be right back.
Bruh. Brother.
What's up?
Pain.
I put down the Changebringer Temple gem and some alcohol. If you
Gotcha.
missed it.
I did. Oh my god. Your little crystal.
That little crystal, my souvenir. Which I was totally planning to take home to my sister, but
You know what? Depending on what happens, you can have mine.
it felt like the right offering.
Yeah, I mean, definitely makes sense.
It was either that or like a pile of gold, since their symbol is a big coin. Guess I have to delete that from my inventory. At some point I gotta pull some cards from this deck of various somethings. Man, a lot to do.
Oh my
Gotta revive a dead friend.
Help your unconscious one that's on the ground. God. He'll probably get moved out of the street real fast.
I'm sure the garbage man will come through and sweep him into a bin.
Garbage men! Oh no! There's a homeless man who's dead on the ground! Oh my god.
Another one of those people from the gambling hall had too much to drink.
There's alcohol in his system.
Sir, I'm gonna need you to blow in this tube.
Y'all were drinking.
Sir, how much have you had to drink tonight? Sir, I'm gonna have to ask you, how high were you? No, officer,
Not
it's high.
high,
How
no.
are you?
Oh my god. Z. There's just a Z.
I gotta color it in. Give me a sec.
Oh god. Hold on. You show the audience what you're doing. Oh god. Z. Ugh. Umbro is asleep on the ground. Bleeding.
Now he's got 3 Z's.
My ass is out like a light.
Did you roll your 1d4?
I really should.
How many hours you're unconscious for?
One.
Oh,
That's not that bad. Pretty good, actually. Welcome back.
Oh, yes.
Baba Booey.
Alrighty. Baba Booey, eh? How you feeling right now?
Feel like I got some cards burning a hole in my pocket.
Oh, God.
You want to play a game of solitaire on your way to the Sunfire Forge?
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Maybe
Alright,
just a little bit.
it's a little game. One round at least. Alrighty, Eric's. You begin to march your way confidently towards the Sunfire Forge, a location you'd seen marked on the sign and a place of interest to you. On your way through the ridge, you pass by a nearby port-like location, the Alsferan Union shipyard. You see multiple skyship workers that seem to currently be working overtime off the clock. Smaller skyships than the ones you saw at the Indala skyport seem to ride here, and they seem to take their way through the ridge as they move along. You see multiple kind of docks throughout this massive chasm in the middle of the road. You have to work your way across a bridge just to even get in here, and looks like buildings that are set up on the sides of these kind of earthen walls. As they work away, you see heavy objects being lifted by gruff and tumbled looking fellows, and multiple eyes locking onto you. An incredibly colorful figure making your way through a pretty silent and community connected part of town, let's say.
If I see anyone lifting heavy objects on the street in front of me, I'm going to offer to help them as I go.
Yeah, you see what looks like a pair of men currently tattooed head to toe, lifting a massive wooden barrel or crate, walking through the street, so that you kind of are looking towards the magnificence of these ships that somehow manage to fly through the air as if it's water. And you almost bump into them for a moment, but you stop yourself right before it, and one of them kind of slightly drops a corner just a bit, but has to catch it quick. Urgh!
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Can I give you a hand with your barrel?
Fuck it, sure. And you just say, you hear the other figure on the other side of the barrel say, grab on. Help him out. He clearly needs it.
I'll do so.
Make your way to the other side of the barrel where the one man is, and you watch him take one corner of it. You lift it yourself. Incredibly heavy, but you basically carry military gear around with you 24/7 for the most of your day. So lifting heavy objects is no new thing to you. You quickly, along with the side of these men, make your way over to a drop-off dock and release the barrel, as they immediately take a deep sigh of relief and wipe their brows with a disgusting-looking rag as they do so. One of them looks towards you and says, who are you anyways?
My name is Eric Stormrider. And who might you be?
Pleasure to meet you, Eric's. My name is Pending. I think he's a human.
It's very nice to meet you, Pending.
Shut up. The name is Brom. And this here is Lamb. Lamb seems to give you a wave. We appreciate your help.
Interesting
Things been
name.
rushed recently.
From? Is that from around here?
Not at all. I come from some other continent, far off from here. Beautiful place, lots of forests, not so much sand. Me and Liam both. Liam says, there's good money to be made in the ship work. You ever seen something like this from where you're from? Pointing at the airships.
None that fly through the air like this.
Exactly.
It is quite a sight to behold.
That it is indeed. Hey, thanks for the help. Foreman's going to eat our ass if we don't go ahead and get to work again.
Don't mention it. And good luck.
Of course. If you're ever around, you need some work, then, hey, find your way in.
May
No,
the
he's just-
spirits guide you.
We'll wave you off as you continue your journey.
I'll wave to them and continue on my way.
Alright. Go ahead and make a... What's a being friendly check? Let's just say persuasion or intimidation of your choice. With advantage.
Wait, I can intimidate them to be my friend?
I'll tell you the details once you roll. You aren't intimidating them, though. Persuasion. 20. As you leave, you find your time throughout these streets to be easier now, as you meet multiple locals who you're quick to help and very friendly towards. And unshocking to you, or maybe even shocking, I'm not sure how Eric thinks at this point, your kindness is generally returned to you. You find your way through the streets towards the Sunfire Forge, pockets thoroughly unpicked, and many figures just letting you go along your way.
Excellent. I will, if there's anyone else that needs my help on the way, I will do so.
Oh yeah, I imagine you do. That's part of the
If there-
check.
Like any beggars asking for a little gold here and there, I'll help them out.
If you want to donate to beggars, then you can go ahead and give up a nice 4 gold coins.
Oh,
Worth the
definitely.
money. Spread around. But you're regarded friendly through the streets, at least for now. And eventually you'll arrive to the Sunfire Forge. Oh boy, let me get the map. It's shopping time, gang. Sunfire Forge. The Sunfire Forge, as you approach towards it, seems to be a temple, interestingly enough. You've heard about its blacksmithing prowess, but you know it now to be a temple of Moradrin, based on other things you've heard. You walk towards it, and you can feel a billowing heat pushing out towards you as you enter towards, or in. I use the word towards far too many times there.
This might be a stretch.
Of course.
But would I have heard Morden ever do resurrections, or is that like a find out in-game kind of thing?
He's the god of crafts. You can make some guesses, but
You could craft
It's
new
not-
bodies,
yeah.
revive
some-
craftspeople.
Yeah, crafting new bodies is a pretty general thing. You know that there have been some miracles performed in holy text by Moradrin, and he helped quite well in the Calamity. However, you aren't sure how far that will go. Either way, as I drag you to the map, you see the forge before you. The door is currently shut, but there doesn't seem to be any indication for you to leave. No doors are locked, and they seem to swing open with ease. As you look into the forge, you see multiple beautiful weapons out on display in cases. It looks to be very well-crafted equipment all around. Gilded cannons, finely quivered arrows, suits of armor laying on display cases, racks of everything as far as the eye can see. It seems it's a forge intended for perhaps 5, maybe even more men, but the only one you see at the moment is one fellow who seems to be long, kind of orangish red hair with white streaks throughout it, and what looks like fishnets on part of his body and blue skin. Skilled. Shockingly, you would have recognized this to be another Triton. Incredible rarity.
What are the chances of something like that?
You say that out loud, and you see the figure kind of turn around and outstretch his hands and say, "Welcome." Huh. Oh, what are the chances indeed, my friend? What is your name?
I am Eric Stormrider.
Stormrider, huh?
You must
Right.
be the owner of the Sunfire Forge.
That I am. Gavos, legendary crafter of weapons.
It's a rarity, is it not, to see Triton-made equipment this far in the middle of the desert?
Triton in the middle of the desert don't tend to go together too well, but it's a shockingly nice place. And Maradrin called me to this place, specifically. There are fine metals to be forged here, and a master craft at need at all times. Legends have come through my shop before. You stand in the presence of a temple that has seen thousands of footfall walk through it. Weapons have come in and out. I've armed some of the most well-fated of heroes. And I don't think you'll be any different.
Well, I'm no legend or hero. Just a simple Triton trying to follow a prophecy.
Then perhaps this prophecy is why the two of us were destined to meet. Perhaps Maradrin has use for your equipment, so yet. Your armor, it has been used. But I can tell there is a magical resonance to the equipment you keep. These are master crafts, but they are strange.
And I apologize for the quality of my armor. It's something I had to scrap together in a rather hurry.
Yes, I love the amount of personality you have put into it. But it definitely has seen a lot of battle wear. It has not been properly maintained in a long time. Fine polish would do it well, might I say. But perhaps you might be interested in getting some new equipment. A fated hero, after all. Or someone following destiny.
I would be delighted to see what a legendary craftsman has to offer.
Then you are at home here. But before I can show you some of my fine works, I must ask you for some stories in turn. As you said, Tritons are very rare. Just in general. From where do you hail?
Well, what would you like to know about my homeland?
First, where it is. I have not seen our people in a long time besides a few islands nearby.
Hold on 1 second, out of character. I have to find the name of this place. Buried in my notes.
Is it just the Shattered Teeth or the location you specifically came from?
Alright, I found it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I hail from a very small island. It's volcanic. Off the coast of Rukva, called Drakata.
Kata. Fascinating.
Drakata,
I've never heard of it.
with a D.
Of course.
I suppose not many have heard of it, and I wouldn't blame you for it.
Mm-hmm.
Past the veil of fog, in what they call the Shattered Teeth.
Shattered Teeth. Now that I've heard of before. A legendary place to sailors.
And a very dangerous one.
Oh yes. I've heard that none have returned from there, or have ever left it. How did you find your way out?
Well, that's more of a tall tale than any truth.
I'd love to hear it.
Some people can make it out, though the seas are quite rough and fraught with danger.
You have taught me something new. You are the first figure I've ever met who has made it out of such a place. That island you said you come from, the name. I was going to ask, it sounds a bit like dragon. Might it have something to do with your appearance? You're a Triton, but I can definitely tell the mixed heritage.
I'm a part dragonborn.
Fascinating. Those are less rare around here, but still pretty uncommon.
My father, I'm going to try to pronounce this name, Mark Soon Kiliad, is a fisherman in the islands. Quite famous, but how far can fame take you in a place as small as that?
Fair enough. It's a humble job for a dragon. I hear the dragons are famed for their confidence and their strength. Is that the kind of person you are? Or are you a fisherman like your father?
I take after my mother's side more.
Mm-hmm. What would that be?
Also a fisherman.
You brought any fresh fish here? To share with us today?
No live ones, I'm afraid. It was quite a journey.
Don't get many of those around here, and definitely haven't recently with the skyports closing. But the menagerie coast provides.
Terrible business, that skyport. Especially after what happened to their captain.
Do tell, I haven't heard the details. Do you know them?
Perhaps I can trade you a story for a story, if you tell me where you're from.
Ah. Beautifully. I gotta go check my map for a name, too. Give me just a quick second. I gotta go pull up an older map. The known realms of Exandria that we have listed at the top. Let us see if this is named. Gotta do some remembering. By that I mean wiki looking. On. I come from a small tribe known as Uvenda. We're on an island, not too far out from here, known as Veshra. Our leader is known as the Heart of the Tides. We were a special kind of proud people. Many of people like me and you were over there, in tune with the seas. I've known a lot of fishermen.
Is it a beautiful place?
The most. The water shines like crystal diamonds. The seas sing to you. Elemental spirits guide your boats and rafts as they make it from land to land. The people there are just the kindest you could find. Truly, it is a magical place. However, it's been a very long time since I've been there. You see, one day I simply heard a calling bringing me here, to this old temple. It was not much when I arrived, a simple blacksmith forge in a pretty terrible part of town. However, in time, it has grown into something great. And I truly feel that I was called here for a good reason. To help people that help other people. That is the way of Maradrin.
I can understand that. And I should like to see your home one day. It sounds positively beautiful. But
They are a very welcoming type, but not easy to reach.
I suppose, as promised, I owe you a story of the captain of the port.
Of course. I'm very interested in the local news. I have heard that private mercenary companies have come around from a far-off place. But that is it. Just rumors.
The Golden Chain was sent in to investigate the disappearance of the Skyport's captain.
Perhaps more than rumor.
He held a specific knowledge of some danger along one of their major routes. And without him, they can't send any more airships into the skies. Unfortunately for them. And if your candor can be trusted,
Of course.
the poor captain has gotten himself into a bit of trouble with a demon of some sort, whom he owes a great debt. The demon won't release the captain unless people at that casino play games with it for their lives.
What a fascinating thing that is. In our little town, it would be hard to believe if I had not seen more.
This city has held many wonders I've discovered recently.
Can truly be a beautiful place, if you know where to look. But no gem comes without its deformities. Sometimes there are diamonds in the rough. That's what this place is, but we work to make it better. My people were always about that. Making things better. I'm not sure if you've ever heard about them before, but...
Yours and mine both, I suppose.
Yes. But they're a tricky sort. The Ashari, they call themselves. Always very tied to the elements.
As in the Gaudrashari.
Never heard a name like that before, not in a very long time. At least.
Well, it's what my people are called.
Fascinating. Galdrashari. It sounds familiar, at least to the name that we have. What are your people like?
In tune with the elements, reliant and supportive of the nature around them. They work and live side by side with elementals.
Perhaps we have more in common than I thought. Fascinating. I have not had the pleasure of speaking to many of my people of the past, besides those I grew up with, and, in one rare instance, the leader of the Ashari, Keyleth. However, I've only heard this name muttered in small circles by older members. Some old legend, it says. Perhaps these walls of mist have kept tradition secured.
Now that seems hardly likely. After all, I managed to make it through the walls just fine.
Ask you why you made it through the walls. Was it to simply see the world? Maybe, but you say you have a destiny before you. What is this destiny, friend?
The elders of my village have put to me a task of sorts. We'd call it an aramente. More of a quest, really.
Wow. I'm well familiar with this ritual. Our people practice aramentes as well. There are many similarities here I'm starting to notice, friend. Perhaps you should visit my homeland sometimes. The aramentes that I've heard about involve leaders of the Ashari, attuning themselves to all of the different elements, visiting many of the locations around this world and seeing more than some people may see in their entire lives. I would like to talk with you later.
Certainly similar to that.
Then maybe I could be more help to you than you think. At the very least, I could point you in a direction. I know that there are people that I know who would love to meet someone like you. With information like that?
Glad to meet those people.
As I'm sure, though it's a long trip. Airships might have to come around again before such a trip can be made, unfortunately. But I'm sure you'll get it sorted out. Either way, I hate seeing you stand there with shoddy equipment. How about I show you some of my legends that I've forged? Everything here I've crafted myself. I should warn you, I don't take requests, What you see here is what you get. Assuming you can help donate to the cause.
Let's see what you have.
Let me open up his shop. Boom. I believe you should see his shop now.
Yep.
All right. Then have a look.
It might be here for a while if you want to jump over to the other group.
Very
God.
well. All right. Back to the main map we go then. You have the shop open?
Yep.
Perfect. And we jump. On to the others. Eridanis. Eventually we reach you. You find yourself awaken very quickly, as a matter of fact, after you after you had fallen unconscious. It's not a long time at all. You find yourself in a dark area. Your orb is completely shattered, and you seem to have some sort of arcane cuffs around you that seem to be limiting your magic ability. You start to stir as you feel light healing magic kind of going throughout you, and you almost choke on a potion. Patting your back before you see a unfortunate familiar figure before you. We're going to very quickly move to a private call for a few seconds.
Oh, boy. Okay. Damn, Daniel.
R.I.P. getting interrogated.
All right, Daniel. Woo.
Alright, what is this? Magnetic Mall. Choose an object within 30 feet that is made of metal. Must make a DC 14 strength saving throw or pull it from someone's hands. Eridanis will be fine, right? We don't need to go rescue him. He'll be fine. He'll be okay.
Oh boy.
I think I'm about to lose all of my money.
What makes you say that?
They've got a boomerang hand axe in the shop that hits 4 different targets.
Any bag of holding?
Not that I'm seeing.
Dang.
Flint armor of the Reckless Soul? Oh, there's a spelling mistake.
The reason why I ask if they have a bag of holding is because if they're like locate object, so figuring out where I am, then I gotta like put all of my current objects that I have in my possession into the void.
That would be very useful, but we might be able to just kill him.
I don't.
Eridanis, you...
Am
No
I still
longer.
restrained?
You are. You're left here.
Let's see. What can I do?
Cut me some slack, Eric. I'll fix it later.
I know exactly what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
So these handcuffs. Let me take. Can I just take a look at them? They seem to be arcane binds of some sort, obviously. Could I try casting a mage hand? See what happens.
As you attempt to cast off the spell, it's met with no success.
Mm-hmm. But I have all my other equipment on me.
As far as you know, you haven't been robbed of anything specific.
Well, you know what time it is.
Mm-hmm. Oh, are you doing something?
Eating a
Yes.
donut.
Oh my god.
Getting knocked flat on your ass is hungry work.
You shake yourself around, and eventually you manage to fall to the ground as your backpack's contents spill on, and you see a donut kind of roll out of a nearby box towards your face. Snap at it like a dog.
I'm gonna try to stagger to my feet and and collect all my stuff. Oh man.
Your feet are bound as well, so you're kind of just left here in a hog tie.
I see.
Time to roll.
I guess.
You see shadows in the nearby alley that seem to be heading towards you.
Can I make out who they are? Guards, I presume?
You just hear voices. You aren't sure who it could specifically be quite yet. But you'll know soon.
Well, might as well get their attention earlier on. I'm going to start screaming for help.
The shadows stop for a moment as if surprised and then run down, and you see some common folk look towards you and then quickly say, "Hold on." And they call out for the guards. You see a kind of lightly armored Hand of Ord guardsmen walk up to you. A few of them seem to come around the corner. Walk up to you and start trying to undo these ties or these binds to you. What happened?
You must help me. There was this horrible thug who ambushed me. Am I like in an alleyway?
Yeah.
I was simply trying to find a way to join up with a few of my friends a little bit faster, skip the crowds. I went to this alleyway and this horrible thug ambushed me. It was terrible. I'm thankful they just ran off as I began to call out.
Your story corroborates. We're going to have to take you to the barracks. We'll help you stand up. We'll have someone who can help undo the binds. You think you can walk, sir?
Can I, like, hop?
Well, they managed to get it undone just enough where you can get to your feet, but your hands are still quite bound.
Oh,
And
okay.
It hurts quite a bit.
I
Definitely
think I
didn't
can
loosen the
manage.
cuffs for you. Alright. Come with us. We'll try and make this quick. And they begin to take you with them towards the barracks from the Hands of Ord.
Barracks.
The Ord Bastion. We'll get to that, won't we?
I need to think. Is there anywhere else I can?
What is that sound?
Where was the? I need to find the name of the place. What was it called? The not the Shade.
Is it mouse over on the map there?
It was the place with the Cobalt Soul folks.
They're away.
The Temple of the Mentor.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Quite far off.
You know what? No, let's keep this fun. Let's go. Let's go to the barracks. Why not?
Alrighty then. Back to Finzyra temporarily then.
Okay.
Finzyra. You find yourself eventually making your way to the barracks, or bastion of Ord in this case. Seems to be a well-refined location with many guards answering questions for citizens who come in and out at all times. You see lines set up where people are asking every type of question, trying to get answers for everything. Multiple guards are stationed around here, well-armored in fine plate suits with magical weapons at their sides.
A line, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Does it look incredibly long?
At this point, not too long. It's like a DMV line.
Oh god. Oh, I was just in that earlier. Because there are not incredibly too many people, I will wait patiently. But still looking around.
You, eventually, the line will catch up to you, and one of the guards sitting at a desk will look to you and say, is there any way we can help you?
Yes. I would like to file a report.
Go on.
My friend and I were being assaulted on the street, within the Suncut Bazaar. It's like the... do you have a map?
Yes, we can get one. But you can just tell us where it is. Suncut Bazaar. Down the main road? About how far?
It's that main road that leads into here, into these walls.
Of course. Understood. We'll have guards check out that location, but I believe we've heard complaints from there. Is there anything you can tell us about this figure that was pursuing you?
My brain needs the picture. I'm sorry. Hold up.
I'll get it for you.
Okay. Just don't want to get her fucking hair color wrong.
Short brown hair.
Okay.
Here you go. I'll post it in Stardate.
Rather, short, light brown hair, palish skin, rounded ears, so probably human, muscular arms, does magic. But one thing that is probably going to make this really, really difficult is that they can look like other people. I don't know if that was a spell or if that was like a racial thing. Or...
That is a familiar magical effect. We've heard of this before.
I was just over at the Skyport that is, 5-ish minutes from here, and they told me to come here. And I had asked them previously if I could have someone accompany me to protect me, because I am very certain that they are pursuant of me specifically. If
you believe yourself in danger, then you can stay here for a bit. We have places for people like you to stay. There is turmoil in the streets, I'm sure you've heard. This figure that's pursued you, do you know what reason they might have had to do it?
I don't know exactly what they were told, but I'm traveling. I'm not from here. I guess maybe I have something that they want.
What would that be? If you would like to arrange a more private meeting, we can. We should have guards reporting back soon with information about that location. If you'd like to wait.
Okay. We can wait, I suppose. But to put it simply, it's really just my magic. It's not anything like a physical object. So.
Of course. Don't worry. We will have someone here soon.
Okay.
Take a seat on that bench over there. There's guards everywhere. Anyone who's trying to pursue you will find no luck.
Thank you. Oh, I was over on the bench. Sorry. I had to.
Take a nice seat. Eridanis, you find yourself escorted down the streets, and eventually you see the same line that Finzyra was at before. And in a nearby bench, you see Finzyra sitting nearby. Guards all around. The guards tail to you. We are close now. We should be able to get the report in soon and have this situation dealt with in no time. Local thugs have been popping up recently and attacking people. I do not know why they attacked you, but we will try and get answers for you as best as we can.
Okay.
That is some comfort.
Mm-hmm. You follow along with them as they continue in. Eventually you'll bump into Finzyra.
I can't even use my wait a minute. Can I? Is my telepathy? Could I try reaching out to Finzyra telepathically? This is not a spell, it's an inherent property.
What's the range?
60 feet.
You wouldn't be quite close enough yet.
Naturally.
You're getting
I'm gonna start yelling then.
there.
Bro.
What do you shout out?
Finzyra! She's using me to find you, Finzyra! You're
The
unsafe
guards
here!
immediately say, "Sir, are you alright?
What?
Sir?"
Eridon's
Guards
is
all
going
start
to
looking
Eridon's going
towards
to
you.
Eridon's is going to point his manacled hands over to the guards.
And they all start looking
And
towards
start
you.
warning them.
Son of a.
What is going on, sir?
Oh, I need to think if I want to make even more of a scene.
Speak, man, speak! See them all, like, getting weapons out and looking around themselves.
Alright, you know what?
Citizens start to run in different
I
directions.
don't think they're coming here.
Start leaving with expedited haste.
Eridon's is going to start blabbering to them. It's a trap! I've been brought here as a trap!
There's no one who can get you here. This is the most well-defended place in town besides the palace.
I'm going to make an insight check on that.
Go for it.
Oh my god. God. Can I as well?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Fuck.
The two of you are in such a shaken and strange place that you aren't sure how to feel about this. There is definitely a ton of guards here, and it does seem a well-defended location. But this figure, they could get you at any point, and you aren't sure what they did to you, Eridanis. Or what could happen if you get too close.
Eridanis would raise an eyebrow. Even one who can change forms?
We'll station multiple guards around you. If your fear is shape changers, then you'll at the very least have people to protect you. We'll get you somewhere safe immediately, sir.
Alright.
But we need to get answers so we can handle this. So please work with us. Patiently and compliantly.
Am I able to get anywhere close enough to Fenzire in this whole mess?
They can. I mean, Fenzire can approach you, but they can like bring you closer as well. They don't mind. You're free. They aren't like holding you yet.
Eridanus will very like discreetly try to kind of inch towards Fenzire, try to fire off a telepathic message to explain everything that just happened.
You eventually get close enough to telepathically communicate.
I'm physically moving.
The guards are looking around. You see multiple guards kind of setting up around the area.
Okay. Is my telepathy blocked by the manacles?
At the moment, is it a spell?
No.
Then no.
Okay. Let's think what I'm going to say to... I mean, I'm not limited by any words. Okay, Eridanus is going to reach out to Fenzire and say, well, our talkative assassin has left me alive. But I suppose she wants to use me as a way to get to you.
I figured that
somehow
much.
don't feel like this place is the safest.
Well, do you have any better
Trying
ideas?
to think. What about the casino then? That's as much as I hate to say it, that devil friend of ours might be interested in at least making sure that he doesn't pass up on getting a free minion. And something tells me, at the very least in the casino, you'll be a place where it's far easier to pick out any suspicious faces. I somehow have more trust in them than I do in these.
Eventually, you hear a figure
solid
shout,
sentinels.
"What is the commotion?" And marching up, you see a very well-armored individual, bald of head and blue cape around him. I'll post a quick picture. As he definitely seems to hold higher esteem amongst the hands of Ord here than some of the others, as immediately people start to approach to answer him. Find the picture real quick. One of these images I have saved, I know it. Oh, God. Here it is. Seems to have an intricate great sword that he seems to be carrying around, currently sheathed, and approaches the guards holding you and asks them, "What is currently going on?" And you watch the guards respond. "We've had reports that some sort of attacker assaulted these two individuals in the nearby streets not far from here, close to the palace." The commander says, "Close to the... Why did we not have guards on that nearby street? It's a well-populated area, no?" Guards say, "We were busy with other things at the moment, talking with Golden Chain mercenaries about the recent investigations," and the commander says, "Have these few been questioned?" Looking at you now, Eridanus, guards say, "Not quite. We were just getting ready to do so, sir." Commander looks to you and says, "Then let's take it from here quickly. Pick up where we left off." And Fenzire, you kind of are motioned to head over.
Okay.
You approach, and as you do, the commander kind of walks up to you, Eridanus, and inspects the bindings around you. "Arcane cuffs. Can I assume you have magical talents?"
You would be correct in your assumption.
"Well, these cuffs were assuredly made to inhibit those. Whoever's pursuing you is above the average thug or brigand. That much is immediately obvious. I feel like you know more than you might let on. So I encourage you to comply."
Can I make an investigation check just to look around and be sure that nobody here is disguised?
You can make a perception check or insight.
I am referring to the insight check to make out people who are disguised self.
Is it an investigation check
investigation.
for that? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
then I suppose you can do that. I didn't know that was actually how the spell worked. Curious.
So I somehow feel like that would have actually passed. Her spell save DC was like a 17.
Unlikely. You don't spot any fellows that you would think would be disguised at the moment. Commander says, "What are you looking for?" "You're paranoid, man."
Oh god, okay, I need to figure out if I want to tell this guy everything.
Zyra eventually comes up next to you. Encouraged, too, by the guards. And he looks to you and says, "We're sorry we had no guards nearby to help you, but now it's your chance to actually make some difference here. Tell us about this individual who pursued you, and we will have these cuffs removed from you as soon as possible." Though it will take some precision.
I gave a physical description to one of the other people that work here, but
He kind of looks nearby and talks to one of the nearby guards. "Gather that description for me. Get as many details as you can from locals that can corroborate the story."
I guess
The two of
I'd
you-
also telepathically ask Zyra, how much should we tell her about this about this Volstricker and why she's probably after you.
"I have a feeling you were being pursued for a reason. I want to know every detail. If you let us know why, we can do something about it. If you keep it a secret, then you can be pursued to the ends of the earth. And we'll find out later one way or another."
there are quite a lot of people here.
"Of course." Kind of waves his hand. "Secure the perimeter. Wander off, but not too far." "Does this work with you?" As you watch many of the guards follow this order immediately, spreading out of hearing distance, but still forming a loose perimeter. Some investigators leaving through a temporary line that's been made. As he begins to walk inside the barracks and say, "Perhaps we can go inside. Come with me." He leads the way.
How tall is this captain?
How tall is Eridonis?
I think like, is it 5'9" or something? Let me see here.
Yeah.
Yes.
5'9". Decently average.
How tall was the Volstrucker?
The Volstrucker's height would have been pretty around yours, maybe slightly shorter. The commander himself seems to stand just slightly taller of you.
Okay, I will file this away for later.
Imposing, but not a Goliath of a human being. As you enter into this room, it's lit well, and a few seats are offered for you to take immediately. As you sit down, it's rather empty besides you guys and the commander. Commander says, "Tell me everything. We have privacy now."
What's that city called? Fuck. Well, I know it's holy shit.
Says, "Do either of you need any refreshments, water, something to eat?"
I have stuff in my bag. I'm good.
Water would be nice.
"We'll bring water then." And you'll see him kind of stand up and go over to a nearby water cooler. I don't really know. I didn't think I'd get this far. I guess a barrel with water in it.
Like a glass bottle or something? I don't know.
Sure, like a jug, right? Like a water jug. That makes sense. They have those. The time period's a bit off, but it's fine.
So,
Water is brought out to you.
where do you want me to start exactly?
Everything you know about why this figure might be interested in pursuing you, and more importantly, if you think it will happen again.
As Eridanos is drinking, how much would it be for him to...
You kind of have to get a little assistance with drinking the water.
I was gonna ask, how much would it be to try to accidentally spill some on this captain? I have a suspicion.
Not difficult at all.
Okay, just the test. Now I'm getting paranoid. I
Whoops!
Real paranoid.
Better call Saul coffee slip.
Exactly.
As you're drinking the water, and Fenzari is right as you're about to speak, you see Eridanos accidentally drop a cup of water that spills onto the captain. Ugh.
Does nothing phase through?
No, the clothes seem wetted by this.
Hmm.
He says, "Now look what you've done. No water for you." And he takes the jug away.
These bites make it hard, you see?
And let's get those removed as soon as possible. I just need to know how important this figure is to know what kind of priority figures you two now are.
Would it be too much to say gambling debts?
It'd be unbelievable.
Eridanos thinks back to how one guy got tossed into some kind of extra dimensional prison over gambling machines. Thinks to himself, someone doesn't know his city too well.
I'm gonna look at Eridanos and just talk to him in his mind real quick, briefly. Just be like, at this point, I don't feel like there's a point in really lying, because let's be real, they already know any information that I could tell them if this was one of them. So I'm just gonna, look back at the dude.
Towel now.
The city does lots of trade with the Menagerie Coast, yes?
Of course.
Alright. I am from a small little city on the Menagerie Coast named Fiolin. And I attended the Solstice Academy. So I was scouted, let's say, for an extra higher placement magical program. And I didn't accept the offer, and I left. And I found myself, on a boat, traveled over to Jorhas, and while I was there, I was messaged by the headmaster of said academy, telling me to give back my magic, essentially, that I was using. And I asked him for further information about how that would even be possible. Got none. So just carried on my way. And we have found ourselves here. And I have reason to believe that this person pursuing me is someone associated with him specifically, because of the commentary that they continued to make to me within my mind about not running away, essentially, from the situation. And it frustrates me deeply that this individual would harm my friends, people that are not involved or shouldn't be involved in whatever problem they have with me. So
This is a high-ranking assassination, then. Or kidnapping.
Correct.
Fascinating. I know someone who would love to talk with you. Someone who actually attended the academy themselves.
And that is?
Court mage of the Cerulean Palace. She'll be able to speak with you. Help get these cuffs off and potentially provide some information into your dilemma. You can talk with her if you would like.
Is there a way that we could have this conversation in a spot that is not compromised or has...
This is the safest spot that we can go besides the palace.
Okay.
This is not worth bringing to Jaman Saord's feet.
We can have this conversation here then.
Very safely.
Okay.
We can go to my personal office if you would like, but it will take a moment for the figure to arrive.
That's...
Her name
fine.
is... Getting the map pulled up with her token on it. Her name is Archmage Belia.
Okay.
An eccentric figure, but she works with the king. So there shouldn't be any worry about her being compromised, and she is very talented with
Gwendol.
magic. No, Jaman Saord.
Ah, gotcha. The one
The
in
ruler
the
of our
city.
city.
Got it.
If
Okay.
you believe that King Dwindle has something to this, would I be quite shocked?
No. I didn't know which one you meant. I'm sorry.
Regardless, she should visit soon.
Okay.
Follow with me. And try not to stumble too much and knock anything else over if you can, looking to you, Erdonis. To break anything, you're paying for it. And in a moment, we move back towards Eric's. Currently at the Sunfire Forge. Picking back up that map. You reactivate it. As you look through his wares, is there anything specific you buy or any questions you'd like to ask him?
There is 2 things specifically that I bought: a Javelin of Lightning and Crossbow Riptide.
Crossbow Riptide. Gotta go look at that real quick in your inventory.
Yeah, I've added it already.
See it, yeah. Difficult terrain. Ah, okay, this one. He says, you have a good eye for equipment. You know what kind of things you like. What talents do you have in a battle?
The last couple of fights I ended up in, I found myself wanting for a bit more of a ranged attacks. That's it. Well, I guess it's unfortunate business, really. One of my party members that I was traveling with usually had that covered.
I see. Well, it is good for you to consider other options for when you are alone or you need those for yourself.
I'm starting to learn that I can't always rely on others to help me when I need them.
Good to have some self-reliance, that's for sure. Is there anything else here you'd like to ask any questions about? Every weapon here has a story. It took years for me to craft and find some of the materials for these.
I am rather interested in these maces and glaives that you have. I've not seen anything of their type before.
The gravity glaive, as I call it. It's a very rare implement. I actually got it from a far-off land known as Jorhas. A long time ago, I had to secure materials from over there from a man who'd come by. He had magic, strange magic that let him duplicate shadows of himself. Echoes, he called them. A rare form. However, from his lands, their people practice a type of magic that has to do with gravity. I'm sure you've potentially heard of the sort, but It is quite a well-guarded secret.
I fought alongside one of them, a man named Varen.
Fascinating. Well, these weapons are not quite like what they used back there, but they use some of those principles. With the right materials and the right enchantments, I was able to craft something close enough to come to terms. It's a beautiful thing. I'm very proud of this glaive, as I am with all of my weapons. This mace, it is enchanted with holy energies to smite any of your undead or fiendish foes that come across you. You spoke of a demon. Something like this would be amazing in a fight with that kind of a creature. If it does not simply be destroyed by it, it would turn tail and run in any circumstance. But this ensures that they never come crawling back at your feet.
Demons are far more common than I'd like on my Aramente. It's not the first I've encountered.
Elementes are fascinating from what I hear. I'm sure you'll encounter much stranger things if you continue down this path.
I did have one question at the back of my mind. It's foolish to ask, I suppose. You're a smith, not a cleric.
Mm-hmm.
Would you know the best place in town to have a resurrection performed?
That is difficult. There are many temples with much more talented magicians than I when it comes to magic of that sort. After all, I am a craft, not a well-attuned cleric. The Temple of the Moonweaver would definitely be one place. I know that she has been able to perform such supernatural feats in time. In extreme cases, perhaps you could beseech Jaman Saord himself. That is never an easy thing to do, and the king does not talk to just anyone. He has to want to talk with you.
The Celestial Terrace has offered to help, though I can't say what form their help will come in.
Might be uncertain, but it is an option. I know that Temple of Karelin might also be able to help.
The Star Silver Halls.
Yes, that is the name. The Temple Master there can also perform such magics. Me and him know each other well. I have made him weapons in the past. He has a magical sword that can fly around.
When last I visited, he was unable to perform anything without his material components. The issues at the docks, you see.
Interesting. It seems your options are quite limited, assuming you have the time. Those are the only people I would know as far as temples are concerned.
I only have 8 days to figure something out.
Unfortunately, I don't think I can point you in any other directions beside those. Those might be your best bets. At least in town. Other than that, perhaps you consider going to Vasselheim. If you were able to make such a trip in such a period of time that you're achieving. Larm-Turing resurrections can be provided there. They aren't cheap. It is the city of the gods.
I've heard the name before, but it seems such a far place away.
It is. It's a very long journey, but it is where miracles such as that can be performed with ease.
If you were in my position and had 8 days to resurrect a fallen friend, where would you go?
8 days only. That would keep your options quite local. If such a situation were to come to me, and resurrection was necessary, I have made many friends in the different temples of the city. We are all well connected. I would ask any of the temple leaders. If I was desperate and they could not provide, however, I would probably go back to my homeland. There were people there who could perform similar rituals. How fast? It would be a risk. You're playing with fire at that point.
I suppose it wouldn't be the first time.
Never.
It's fire that got us into this situation. And it'll probably be fire by the end of it.
Dangerous and magical thing, I tell you. Is there any other equipment I can furnish you with? Perhaps I could take a look at your current equipment and help fix it up a bit. Smooth out a dent or two.
If you could do anything about this abomination, I'd be more than happy for you to take a look.
What's the history behind this piece?
The armor itself, scrapped together from the remains of splint mail and the armor worn by a Baylor demon. One of the largest and most terrifying sorts. We had woken it from a volcanic slumber beneath Betrayer's Rise, and unfortunately weren't able to stop it before it rampaged through a town.
Interesting. This has a fiendish nature to it, then, you say?
It does. I wear its armor now as part reminder not to let such a thing happen again. And, well, it was an improvement over my last set.
Then perhaps we could improve again. I have many suits of armor around here that you could potentially find interest in. Perhaps something can catch your fancy.
Does he gesture to any in particular, or?
I mean, the suits of plate that are on nearby displays. I mean, he has plate armor, splint of the Reckless Soul, something that would be an equivalent replacement for what you're wearing. +1 breastplate, but it's not amazing. Options for plate armors are quite low at the moment, I do have to say, but I could definitely work on some sort of an improvement. There are options.
Well, I'm afraid I don't have too much gold left to commission such a fine work of art from a legendary smith.
Not many do. But I'm sure you'll find yourself falling into wealth in no time.
If things go miraculously well, and I'm still in Ankorel by the end of all of this, then I know where to find you and your temple to the craft.
Many of these things will stay, waiting for you when you come back. There's no worry to rush. Either way, it sounds like you have some important business to tend to. I'd recommend you come back later after it's sorted out. Maybe I could help you be a step on this Aramente. I'll see what I can do about contacting any of the people from my homeland.
I would be most in your debt. Thank you.
You're a fine fellow, Erix, and I see something great within you.
It's almost like meeting a cousin. Out there in the middle of the wilderness.
Except for this wilderness is a crowded city.
May Morden take good care of you and your soul.
And Morden tend to you as well. Before you leave, he kind of finishes working on your armor. You should perhaps take this back. It'd be a shame for you to leave without it.
Pick it up.
You pick it up and it's repaired. Dents are dealt with, scratches and scrapes are tended to decently. Covered up well in a very short period of time. Working while he spoke.
Quite fine work. But I suppose that's no surprise.
Trust me, it is quite easy. Though the radiance of that armor, quite demonic. I see what you mean. Still powerful.
Would that I could replace it.
Equipment is more about the person holding it than the metal it was forged from. I believe that you can turn something this vile into a force of good if you truly wished.
I have faith.
Now it's to guide you. You work your way out. As you head back to the city streets, is there anything you do on the road on the way down to your compatriots?
I mean, I'm going to stop by the Bowl of Judgment, of course.
Ah, God. The Judgment Bowl.
I don't plan to stay alone, though. Just, like, peek in and see what's going on there.
Alright, you aren't going to play any games of solitaire on your way there, I should ask?
Well, maybe. Maybe just one. Just
You
one
want to draw
card.
a card?
Yeah, just one card.
Go for it. You remember what we had to do earlier?
After I put my armor back on and sat down on a bench to catch my breath from all this walking.
Right next to the ridge, you pull out this magical deck of cards that you received from Alizakam, remembering the words he told you about a great cost.
Well, let's see what this cost is.
Oh, no. Roll me a 1d22. Oh, fuck.
That's a max roll.
No. As you reach to pull out one card, you instead pull two. Please go ahead and roll twice for me.
This is a value for $1 right here for one charge at the price of 2.
Oh, no. Oh, dear God.
Tell me to do them one at a time for suspense
One
purposes?
at a time for of course. A 20. You ask a single question and are guaranteed truthful answer anytime within a year of drawing the card. However, the answer may not come with the wisdom required to understand it. Wow. As you pull forth this card, the Vizier, you don't know why, but you feel the wind pick up, the magical resonance catching around you. As if, through some way, something or someone is listening to you, hearing what words you have to say, and perhaps the many questions that you need answers to in your life. This could be a moment to get them.
Oh man, I've got so many questions.
You'd like
so many dang
You'd
questions.
like to sit on the questions for a bit, you could pull your next card. The choice is yours.
Can I bank that one for later?
I'll say. Oh my god. Well, that card doesn't exist anymore.
Are you sure? Because
Yeah, once you
it says a 22.
once you pull a card, I believe it's gone. Let me check. You must draw a card, declare no more. Unless it's the Fool or the Jester. It fades from existence unless it's the Jester card. Oh my god, you gotta roll another 2.
All right, everybody, let's go gambling.
Oh my goodness! Squidward! Oh no. Oh god. What have we gotten ourselves into tonight? Roll again. Let's see it. Next,
Two more,
let's
eh?
go gambling. An 18.
Let's go gambling.
Oh, fuck. You aren't sure what the effects of this next card may be, but you pull out a card that seems to have griffin talons displayed on it before it turns to dust. We're gonna say that this doesn't count the deck, by the way.
Byron, what? Sorry, I missed the last thing you said because I was typing notes.
Oh, just don't worry about it, but it doesn't count the deck for the effect you just rolled.
All right, I don't know what the effect was other than it had griffin talons.
Yep.
So
All right.
One more?
Yeah, one more. An 8. Oh my fuck.
That's good, right?
Oh, okay, you're not reading the effects? Good, that makes this better. As you pull out a card, you watch it gleam with a golden shine. Made entirely out of gold, this beautiful card seems to have a diamond inlaid on it with multiple shining rays coming off of it. As right at your feet, in public, mind you, gemstones and gold begin to appear as this card disintegrates, melting from the card itself and falling at your feet. You get 4,000 gold worth of gems and gold.
I'll quickly scoop those up before I make a scene here.
Oh my god!
Hopefully no one saw what that was.
You definitely have many eyes on you.
What kind of eyes? Are we talking like people in the street?
People in the street. You're far enough on this district at the moment, and there are guards nearby that take an interest in what you're doing as you're just performing magic tricks with money, but more just think you're some rich asshole flaunting off your wealth. Jesus Christ.
And with that, I think Eric's will be flummoxed enough that I have to get up and keep moving before I cause too much more of a scene.
2 more draws in the future. Jesus. Oh my god. And you didn't read the cards for any of their effects?
I don't think I can. I mouse over it and it only shows like the first paragraph.
Good. Perfect. Sorry, I just got a message. Eric's begins to move quickly, as fast as he can. At least out for the time being. New wealth in hand. Lucky son of a bitch didn't have to 1v1 spar death quite yet.
Let's go gambling.
Go gambling. Hold on. Untapped loot. The IRS can't get this. Alright. Karma is... If so, you can say what the messages were.
What? What messages? What?
Ones you sent me. Just now?
Oh my god. Okay. I didn't know if you were talking about something else in the game.
No.
I need to go to the airport, so I have to leave right now, but...
So, yeah, you can go whenever you wish, Karma. But for now, we're going to go ahead and wrap up with Eric's, your expedition to the Blood Dome, and then we're going to end session a little early.
Okay.
Right. See you later, Karma.
See ya.